Okay, so this is how to use a cheap, in this case 20 amp ESC, which I used. That's my cat. So the other, this is a 30 amp ESC which I covered in plastic, rubber thingy. It's the same as this, but this is 20 amp. I was using this for my MND90 as an ESC. It's okay, but I found a better one. Kind of like the 1080 of the Hobby Wing. But let's just say that this is your main ESC. And now I have a winch, which only comes with the JST connector. And it's just basically on and off of the motor. And I saw people, of course, using this as a winch controller, and of course you can use it as a winch controller. You can also use it. You can also use a servo as a winch controller. Sorry. But here I went ahead and did something here. The first thing that they will tell you to do is, okay, I did some of the things already, but let me take it out for now. Alright, so this is it. The first thing I ever did is I took off the switch for this, because I don't want to have a switch on the ESC and then switched on and off the winch controller. So this is bad. And then you take it off, and if you want, you can solder it in place, or in my case, I only, even for other DIYs that I do, motorcycles and stuff, cars, I don't do soldering that much if it's not necessary. What I do is I put the shield like that, right, and then I just heat shrink it. It's kind of like temporary, but not really. So now that's just the on-off switch. Obviously this male JST goes into your winch, and this is the interesting part, which I will do now in front of in front of this camera. I went ahead and took this off, but that was a mistake. So, but I'll show you. Essentially what they will want you to do is this connector, you have to take off the positive lead going into your receiver, because your receiver will already get its power from your main ESC, right? In this case, my ESC. Let me put that in. So this is my ESC, and of course you put it in channel 2, and so this will already, of course, with your battery. Now I have a battery. It will give you power if you switch it, power to your receiver. You know that, no problem there. What others did, I saw on YouTube, is to make a battery splitter, because your winch controller, if you use this, will use a different battery, of course, and they will want you to hook up to another battery, which I intended to do before. I have a second battery, and then you hook it up, and then it has its own power, right? It will have its own power, and then all you need is the negative wire, or the ground, and the signal wire. So you have to cut off the middle part. But I figured I'm not gonna winch that much. I don't need a separate battery for it, and I don't want to use the splitter that I did make a splitter, because even if you make a splitter, you will have to turn on and off the winch control separately from the ESC, because it's connected directly to your battery, unless you have a different way of turning on and off your rig. One of the ways to do it is to put the switch on the battery. I will not do that. I don't intend to do that. So off with this. So basically what you want is, so this is for the winch motor, the male. So that's the winch. That's the male. And the switch, we already put it to always on. And if you have a brake, this is on a drag brake, turn it off obviously. But in this case I think this is broken, so I still have a brake, but that's fine. And so you are left with this for the receiver end, but you will have to take off or cut off the red wire, cut off completely. And because your main ESC is giving enough power for any of the channels in the receiver, then you can get that power obviously, right? So you don't need a separate battery, and you don't need a battery splitter so that it will turn on and off if you turn on and off your main ESC. So all you have to do is basically, for your receiver plug, I forgot what's this called, I'm very new to RC by the way, but yeah, for your receiver plug, you take off the red, take it off completely, and it has to be connected to the red wire. And the black wire from the battery, or from the source, the power source, and the ground from getting from the power source, you want to tap it to the black source here. So don't cut this off, just splice it and put this in, and that will give you power to your AC. My mistake was I cut it off here which is stupid because, yeah, not stupid, because I initially wanted to just hook up a JST here, and then I'll just hook up the JST here. You can also do that. I think I'm gonna use this as a dedicated winch, so I'm never gonna use this as an ESC. I found a better ESC to use. So this, and eventually this, will just be winch controller. So I don't want to go in there and solder it right into the joints, because that's a little bit more complicated, and I don't want to take off this sheathing. And so what I will do is I will even take off this JST female plug. I can actually use this and just tap it all here. Or not. I mean, I could just hook up a male JST, and so I think that's okay. So that in the event that I find myself needing more power for my winch, then I can hook it directly, but I don't see decisions. What shall we do? I think for now I'm gonna just use it off, okay, for the purpose of this video. Anyhow, maybe here, there, goodbye. I mean, not goodbye, I can reuse this for many different things. And obviously, because I already cut this off, so that's a stupid mistake, but no problem. You can just put it in there again, and I have already a there. So very basic. There you go. Well, not yet. We're not yet there. I'm just putting back the stuff. So I want to pick this up. Okay, that's right there. And obviously you will have this weird stuff, because don't do what I did. But anyway, where you want to go is here and there. So the signal, okay, take it off from here, So what you want to do, so this is going to your receiver. For the red wire, you want to cut this red wire, like cut it off completely, so because you don't want this ESC giving power back to the receiver. You don't need that. Cut it off completely, and I will cut it off right about there. That's what I should have done in the first place to clean this up, but never mind. So there you go. Twisty twisty, twisty twisty here. I hope I didn't cut off the, okay, could, because you know sometimes you make that stupid mistake. It becomes a lot, it is so much better if I have, but in the other one I will do it this way. That should be enough. Okay, that should hold it enough, just don't pull it. Then the ground, you want to cut it off, expose some wire, of course, you all know this basic stuff. Not so basic, huh? And you want to splice it off here. Alright, what better way to do this than to, I'll just tape it because I don't want to take it off and put some sheeting, and I don't want to take it off, and maybe I will do that because why not? There you go. Maybe took off a little bit of those wire. Just very bad. But for this, it's gonna be, you'll have to just wrap it around there. Obviously, if you can solder this, it's better to do that. I will just use tape for this one because I'm lazy sometimes. It should do the trick anyway. It's not really much of a problem there. That should be enough. Good measure. Let's wrap all of this around. And there you go. You are left with two wires, one going to your winch and the other going to your receiver. And it's a little bit mangled now because I did this as an afterthought, but it should work. Let's try it out. Now you only need a single battery source, no battery splitter. So put on your main ESC on your main battery, connect it to your receiver channel 2 of course, and in my case this winch controller I'm gonna put to channel 6 because my RBRC slash Dumbo RCX6 has 6 channels, and I like to use, because this is an ESC, not just a winch controller, it's not just an on and off, so I might as well take advantage of it. So instead of putting it, which is very nice, on channel 4, which is on, neutral, and on, or reverse or forward, whatever you want, I'm gonna put it in channel 6, because this is a potentiometer knob, so I can do a reverse winch, or faster reverse winch, and forward winch, or something like that. You get the idea. But let's try if this works. If not, maybe things will blow off, and it will be a fun video anyway. Either way, I mean. Okay, I'm gonna put it in channel 6 now, or channel 5. Now this is the winch controller. This is your main ESC. If I turn this on, this should also turn this on, which it did. I turned off my transmitter. You see, probably you heard both, and that's it. So forward, reverse. Now I have my winch there. I hope you can see it. Now that's the winch. I can make it faster or close it. Winch, slower or faster. And close it. So there you go. Or if you don't want that, and it's very simple, you can just put it in channel 4. And channel 4 in this case will just give you an on switch or an reverse switch. So that's not just really a problem, huh? Anyway, so that's I don't like this. Okay, there you go. Because I you know, because I want to control this very well. So I think I'm gonna use channel 6 for that, or channel 5, but in this case just use channel 6. So there you go. What did we do? A winch controller in Shopee here in the Philippines is about the same price as this, and it's basically just a winch controller. If you have any of this, you don't need to buy a winch controller, or if you have a servo around, you can also use that. But in this case, this ESC can be used as a winch controller. But a lot of people are doing that. But what we have done here is we eliminated two things. We eliminated having necessitating. Let's turn this off. A different source, a different power source for the winch. What others have done, they use a splitter, battery splitter, so you can power both. But if you do that, or if you have a different battery for your winch, then you will have to turn on and off your winch as you turn on and off your ESC, your main ESC. And I don't want that, because I want a neater, cable management. And also you can do that by, you can also instead of getting a splitter, you can also use a spare cable going into your receiver to get just the power into your winch, but then you will lose one of the channels. I mean, if you intend to use that, then yeah. I mean, I could have done that because I don't use much. I think the most reuse I have is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3 for the 2-speed, channel 4 for the winch, but I'm using channel 6 here. So for the channel 4, I think I'm gonna hook it up to an LED light of some sort. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, so that's how you simplify modifying a cheap ESC, in this case 20 amp ESC, into just a simple winch, getting the power source from the main ESC or from your receiver. If you have a BAC, then that's okay, you know, that eliminates everything else. Bye bye. I hope I shared something useful, and until next time.